Erik Ten Hag's job has caused the confusion for Ineos, as up to now they are non-decided on what exactly they want to do with the boss. Now, it has been said that the review process has begun. Like I told you yesterday, that they were planning to start it this week or the end of it. So it seems it's not going to be a one-day event. They are going to go through a series of meetings reviewing the season with Erik Ten Hag until they come up with a decision. Now, here's what we are getting. Subscribe, like, and share this video as I give it to you now. There seems to be a confusion. First, reports were saying that after the first review, Erik Ten Hag is gone. Then immediately after that, it looks like now Ineos are open to keeping Erik Ten Hag. What exactly is going on? Of course, time will tell. Time always vindicates. But I've been seated and thinking, guys, what if Ineos sticks with Erik Ten Hag, change the structure around him, back him, and somehow things don't work? What if Ineos choose to sack Erik Ten Hag, bring in a new manager, overhaul the squad, and it doesn't work? What if Manchester United's process is meant to go on in a rather organic way than setting goals and targets, putting ourselves under pressure, and trying then to make the wrong decisions? Because after careful thinking, I've been left convinced almost that one of the reasons why the Glazers, for example, struggled to find solutions. Of course, they had their weaknesses. We know they wrote around the club, but part of the reasons is the lack of patience. That because we are Manchester United and we see Man City progressing, our noisy rivals, Liverpool progressing, Arsenal, we sort of want to rush and follow their process and progress at the same speed as them. And maybe that is why we've struggled. That's why we've ended up sacking managers, even when there seem to be reasons for us to wait on them and be patient. So my question is, what if we are supposed to let it be an organic process? Should we change the strategy and stop listening to the fans and the impatience of supporters, the pressure that comes with we supporters, and let the process be organic, like you're just starting something new? Because without a shadow of a doubt, this is a rebirth of Manchester United, whether you like it or not. This might be the same club, Manchester United, that you supported, but the process is a little, I think, different. It's a restart now. Now we are getting reports that Kieran McKenna, who was believed to be one of the front runners to take over Erik Ten Hag, is set to stay at Ipswich and sign a long-term contract. The signs are all pointing to perhaps Manchester United trying to be patient a bit and let the process be more organic than be a process based out of sentiment and pressure, especially from supporters. I think we're at a point where we've got to let the process with Manchester United be organic, especially considering how much rot this club has been subject to over the years. For me, I think that's that's key. That's important. But of course, it's difficult for us to sit back, because an organic process would mean put the right structures in place, leave the manager in place, and watch. So that would mean even if next season we didn't perform and win titles, you let the process grow, because an organic process takes time. It means you need players to develop. You have to be more reasonable and considerate in your reviews and reflections on the performances of the team before you make a decision. That's an organic process. It will take time. But you see, with Manchester United, and somehow we have been made to believe that the process can't be organic. Honestly, the Arsenal process is organic, and that's why it's working. Arsenal's process is organic, and it's working. Should we change approach and go to a more organic process if we are going to see Manchester United return to winning ways? Because in anything, everything points to the fact that there are not so many options around the market. There are not so many top managers lurking around the market. You can ask someone a question, and yes, we've got issues with Erik Ten Hag. Sack Erik Ten Hag and bring in who? If Zinedine Zidane is not coming, I'll keep insisting. For me, it's either Zinedine Zidane, or we go to an organic process, and with an organic process, we can either stick with Erik Ten Hag, or bring Michael Carrick, or stick with Erik Ten Hag and bring Carrick back as part of his assistants as we build Michael Carrick to become the next manager after him. If not that, I still, and people don't like Zinedine Zidane because they don't think he's so tactical. I like Zidane for his personality, because his personality alone can win us games, a couple of games. But guys, I think it's time for us to think, to change the approach, to change the strategy, and go with a rather more organic process. Because you only trust a process if you know that it's headed in the right direction. Now, what is the right direction for Manchester United? Erik Ten Hag seems to be convinced that he came in and is trying to, put together, a process which is heading in the right direction. The growth might be subtle, but it's there with an organic process, and this is what Ineos has been known for the longest time, in terms of marginal gains and their approach. You change little small things and get results. Now, for me, the pressure that Ineos put on themselves and the expectations they raised in the supporters by saying in 3 years you can judge us, we should be winning big titles and all, but also winning the FA Cup, it sort of confuses the whole process, and I think we might be stuck in the same circle. The reality is Manchester United has got to be helped through an organic process. Through an organic process. And an organic process means don't rush to sack managers. First, identify the direction of the process, and then if the manager in any way fits into it, let it grow organically. But within Ineos now, there seems to be a conundrum. The reviews are ongoing. It's not a one-day event, like I said. They will continue, but now reports coming through are divided. Some are saying he's sacked. Others are saying they are considering staying with him. Erik Ten Hag himself wants to stay. So many of the supporters now want him to stay. What is Ineos thinking? Sir Jim Ratcliffe was asked after the game by a journalist, him and Sir Alex Ferguson. They all refused to comment. Clearly, they are undecided on what they want to do. You can see. And of course, not that I expected them to give, the media an answer there and then. But the reality is, for me, it's high time Erik Ten Hag's job is looked at in view of a process that is supposed to be organic, but not rushed on trying to please supporters, because part of why there's so many mistakes we've seen before have been because of the pressure from supporters. And we might be Manchester United known for that, but even other clubs are big. Arsenal is a big club that wants titles as well. So if they have been patient enough to say we've been in a bad place and we need to organically grow this club to where we want it to be and trust the process, I think we also need to swallow humble pie and trust the process. That's my honest opinion. But the thing is, it seems we are almost being pushed into the same back and forth, which does not take us anywhere, in all honesty. It doesn't take Manchester United anywhere. So where we are stuck now is with Erik Ten Hag. And you see, the process would also mean, perhaps because even the money is not there to spend, maybe certain players like Rashford can be given a second chance. Because this is a boy from the academy. Certain players like Mason Greenwood, players like, maybe Sancho was brought for a lot of money, but he's a young player, has got potential. Bring him back and, try to reintegrate him into the club, mentor him, counsel him, and have an organic process to build something strong. Maybe that is where we need to go. So what if we sack Erik Ten Hag and it doesn't work? What will the fans do? What will Ineos tell us? What if we don't sack him, we stick with him, and it doesn't work? But what if Ineos just come out and just say, Manchester United supporters globally, the approach we are taking is we are going to follow after assessing, having a proper audit of the club, bringing the experts in, because you might sign all these Dan Ashworth and pay a lot of money for Jason Wilcox, Omar Berad, and what have you, but still it doesn't work. But an organic process never fails. You can't get it wrong if you follow an organic process like Arsenal have done, like Liverpool did with Jurgen Klopp. Follow an organic process, and maybe that's the humble pie, we starting with us as the supporters of Manchester United, because I think we bring the biggest pressure. We are somehow so full of ourselves that we get blind to reality, that actually we are probably not as good as we used to be. We are still the biggest club in the world in terms of support, so many fans, passion and ego, But if we have a stadium that's flooding the way it did when it rained the other time, I don't think any other club in Europe has got a leaking stadium like that. It shows you we've got to humble ourselves and just follow an organic process, and maybe that is how we are going to get back to where we need to be. That's my honest opinion. Tell me yours. I'm for an organic process. My name is Webb. Otherwise, Ineos are stuck in a conundrum, and it might be a case of guesswork now, and they might end up doing the wrong, making the wrong decision because of that. But if you follow an organic process, you can never get it wrong. My name is Webb. This is the United Hotspot. Subscribe, and let me catch you later. Ten Hag is still in balance. Ineos are undecided.